Hey, the black phone. Ethan Hawke, the black phone. I was looking at this. I was excited because I seen Jurassic Park Fallen Dominion was available to buy. And it was like, $21 to buy. It was $21 to rent and $29 to buy. So I went on and bought it because I really enjoyed that movie. But I seen Ethan Hawke, the black phone. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and give it a try. I really was. I was like, you know what? Let's see if this is any good. But the thing is, sorry about moving this camera. I get tired of getting on here and my lighting gets messed up. I got lights all over the place and it still seems like it wants to go dim on me. But I apologize. But I had Ethan Hawke, and I like Ethan Hawke because I liked him in a movie that was made by Jason Blum. This is a Jason Blum production. But anyway, a teenage boy is abducted by a sadistic killer, which is Ethan Hawke, and discovers a phone in the basement cell that allows him to communicate with the killer's previous victims. And, it took like 3 days for me to watch this movie. And because I was tired and I was working out and I was just, I like to keep my house clean, blah, blah. And I was like, man, I am not staying up till 11 o'clock watch this movie because by the time I sit down and get done everything, it's late. So did see that some previous YouTubers a few weeks back was talking about this, and I went like this, and I said I was going to stop listening to those YouTubers because even though I like them, it's just that I want to go in on the blind. So I went in on the blind. I went in with this blind. I went in it because I trusted my instincts. I like Ethan Hawke has this mask on, this funky looking mask. I mean, it's funky looking, but anyway, he abducts this kid, and I really love this setting, man. The movie was set back in 1978, which is the year I graduated. And I love the way it was shot. I like the way when they went to school. And these kids that was in this movie, they killed it. They nailed it. I'm telling you, man, the kids is really... Ethan Hawke playing that sadistic killer, he nailed his role. I mean, he did a good job. But it's an hour and 43 minutes and 19 seconds. Just to let you know. It's got an 83% Rotten Tomatoes. And like I said, man, this kid, man, he gets taken, and his dad is alcoholic because he lost his mom to a suicide, apparently. And his little sister has dreams like their mom did. And this is an old school. You want some old school stuff, man. I felt like I was back in time when I was watching this. But, you had some good old-fashioned butt whoopings and, you had some old school fights in school and all that kind of stuff, man. These kids, man, that was playing this regular kids, all of them were good. Every one of them. I didn't want to take the names down because I didn't want to because I just think there's too many names put down. But these kids did a heck of a job. Not only did Ethan Hawke did a good job, but he played his role very well too. But I was just sitting there going... And the thing about it is, Jason Blumhouse, man, I think it's Jason Blumhouse. He knows how to. I'm gonna try to make sure I say his name right, cause Jason Blum, yeah, he knows how to make something without spending so much money. Because the whole time I was watching this, I was like, man, he can't be doing nothing but filming this in like a block, like a blocked area, like a small little area, because he didn't sink too much money in this, which is cool because you don't need to. He knows how to make a movie less expensive and effective at the same time. That little girl that played Finney's, the boy's name is Finney and the girl's name is Gwen. And Gwen, boy, that girl, she did a good job too, because she was trying. Her brother always got beat up by these bullies, and then he had a buddy that knew martial arts that beat up this big guy named Moose, and I guess Moose beat him up the year before. But every time you watch this movie, they always show you these other kids that was pretty tough, but this this killer called the grabber, which when he grabs these kids, he has these black balloons. But these cops have been trying to figure out how to solve this case. And then they talked to this one brother that was living in the house. And I did not put this together, but this brother, played by James Ransom, his name was Max. His character was Max. Now my lighting's doing better. The whole time he was living in his house, his brother was the one who was doing all this kidnapping and killing these kids. But I couldn't put that together. I was like, what the heck? How come I didn't put that together? But anyway, he was trying to help the cops figure out. He said, look, he says, I'm telling you right now, the killer is within a radius of this town. And he was trying to pinpoint where it was at. And then he figured out where that killer was, but it wasn't a happy ending for him. But anyway, let's talk about these kids again. These kids, man, did one good job. Again, it's old school, so you didn't have anything in this movie that was anything in this movie that I am not going to talk about. I'm happy to say this is an old school movie that has no crap in it. There's no politics. There's nothing in there that's like stuff I don't care for today, which is a plus. There was a part in there where it showed the kids in school, and I was like, man, I graduated in 1978, and I was like, I remember that where you used to get up and say Pledge Allegiance to the flag, because this girl had these dreams, and her dad beat her butt because the cops came to his house, and he drinks a lot, and he's always mad and upset, and he got a daughter and a son. The son's the one that ended up getting, son's the oldest one, but the son kept getting beat up a lot. And I kept sitting there going, man, why don't you just get up and punch one of them back? At least punch one of them back, especially if you're going to hurt me like that. Well, he had a friend that told him that, when he got killed, one of his friends got killed, told him that, you always get beat up. He says, when you get knocked down, you always get back up. And he was like, because the kid always got back up, so he was a lot more tougher than what he thought he was. But anyway, let's just wrap this up. The kid finally, he gets kidnapped, and the sister has these dreams, so she goes to her little cubbyhole and tries to pray to God, which was pretty cool. I love that part too, because she was praying to Jesus and all that kind of stuff. Then she got mad at Jesus, and then, because she didn't have this dream, and then she was cussing at Jesus, and then she ends up having another vision, and then she calls the cops. She finds, she knows where this house is, so she calls the cops, and then she's like, on her bike, telling God how she's sorry, and all this type of stuff. But anyway, when he got down this thing, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm not gonna get into depth. This phone rings, and it's all the killers, it's all the kids that he killed prior, is trying to help him escape. It is so cool. I mean, this movie is so cool. And I kept sitting there going, okay, what's with the cord? And I kept saying, what's with the number? Because this one girl told him the combination to the lock, and he said he's always upstairs sleeping, and he was sleeping in a chair. So he snuck upstairs, and he got the combo open, and he started running, and then he caught him somehow and put the knife up to his throat and told him, he said, because the light come on when he was screaming, grab her. But he did escape once. So then I was like, what the hell? Because I was like, man, it seemed like you did something else other than, because how did he get in the van so fast and catch that kid? That what got me. But anyway, he caught the kid, and he put the knife up to his throat. And then when the kid didn't say nothing, he says, well, say goodnight. And he took and hit him in the mouth and knocked him out. But anyway, here's the thing of it. Each one of these kids was telling them, one was a cord, one was digging a dirt in a hole, one was the numbers to the combo, which I was like, all right, well, you escaped, and then he caught you. So what good was that? But there was a catch to that one too. Then he got upset because they told him about this wall, and he busted out this wall, and somehow he got this thing off the back, and it was a freezer that had a bunch of steak in it. So he started bawling, and everybody, and the ghost, this ghost guy, one of the kids was saying, well, I know you're crying. And he goes, no, I'm not. He told me, he was crying and everything. And this movie was really good. But anyway, it took me 3 days to get through this movie. So I'm sitting there going, okay, so you got the cord, okay, you got the dirt, and then you got the steak, and he still couldn't get out because he tried to kick the freezer door open so he can get out the other side, but the freezer door wouldn't open. That's when he got frustrated. And then So then, you know, the guy's brother figured out that his brother had a kid down in the basement. So when he goes down there, he opens up the door and the kid's like, hey, he goes, hey, I knew he was keeping somebody down here, but he didn't see his brother behind him. His brother took an axe and killed his own brother. And then he looked at the kid, he goes, you see what you made me do? So at this point, I'm like, all right, this is a climax. So I'm like, I'm gonna see what all this cord and the dirt, because one of his friends was telling him how to put dirt in the phone, and then he was trying to tell him how to stance and then hit him. He goes, and it was so cool how he was filming this. So anyway, the climax of it was when he killed his brother, you know, he said, and the kid was sitting there like that. Well, then, you know, this kid did a good job. His name was Mason Thams, is his name, and his character name was Finney. And he had that phone, and he had this look on his face. And man, when that guy came to him, he said, because he was gonna kill him. And when it came to him, the cord tripped him. And then he got up, and then he took the phone and he smacked him. And because that kid told him to put some dirt in the phone. And then he chases him, and when he chases him, he covered up that hole, and his foot went down that hole, and it broke his ankle, so he couldn't get out. So man, he was taking his phone, man, and he was lighting him up, man. I was like, yeah, man. You know, I was like, yeah, you get it. I mean, he was lighting him up, man. He was like, boom, he was lighting him, man. I mean, he was, I mean, it was so cool how they filmed that. And then he took him and there was a cord, he took the cord around his neck. And yeah, I think this kid literally broke this guy's neck. Well, then he brought a dog down there, is why the other kids couldn't escape. But the other ghost kids was telling them that when he opened up that back of that freezer, there was steaks. So after he gets done killing that dude, which was the grabber, which is Ethan Hawke, he takes that steak because that big dog wasn't gonna let him go by. He just takes that steak and just throws it over there by that dog, and that dog was like, man, the hell with you, I'm gonna eat this steak, you know. So he goes upstairs, and his sister is across the street because they went to another house, and she told him where the killer was, but the house was empty. Come find out, he come out, so he goes up to the combination again, and then he uses that same combination that he used the first time, but this time he got the combination come out, and his sister's looking at him, and she gives him a hug. Come find out, this killer owned 2 homes. Now, I could go a long, long time with this video, but man, this is a excellent, excellent movie. And I am glad that I didn't listen to any YouTubers. I'm glad that I went in blind and watched this myself. And I am very, very impressed with the Black Phone. It is so good. Mwah! So good. But anyway, God bless, take care. That's the best I can do. We'll catch you later. We'll see you.